10 Amish tricks for living off-grid in a cold climate. Winter, the kind that chills your bones. The kind that makes roads impassable. The kind that knocks out power for days, sometimes weeks. Most people panic when the power goes out. No heat, no lights, no way to cook. But the Amish? They barely notice. They've been living without electricity for generations, thriving in some of the coldest parts of the country. They don't rely on gas furnaces or electric stoves. No modern technology to keep them warm. Instead, they use old-world wisdom, passed down for centuries, to survive brutal winters with ease. The Amish don't just survive the cold. They embrace it. They prepare. They adapt. And they do it without relying on modern luxuries. Their tricks aren't just about making it through winter. They're about making it through winter comfortably. So how do they do it? How do they manage to stay warm, keep their food from spoiling, and make it through months of ice and snow without electricity, gas, or even running water in some cases? The answers might surprise you. These 10 Amish survival tricks could be the difference between thriving in winter or suffering through it. 1. Heating the home. No electricity needed. Imagine a winter storm. Wind howling. Temperatures dropping below zero. The power flickers. Then it goes out. Most people scramble for blankets. Check their phones. Pray the heat comes back soon. The Amish? They just throw another log in the stove. Business as usual. Wood-burning stoves are the backbone of Amish winter survival. No electricity. No gas. Just good old-fashioned fire. A properly maintained wood stove can keep an entire house warm, no matter how cold it gets outside. It's not just about heat either. These stoves are used for cooking, heating water, even drying wet clothes after a snowy day outside. But there's a catch. The Amish prepare months in advance. By summer, they're already stacking firewood. Not just a little. Enough to last the entire winter. They cut it, split it, and store it properly because wet wood is useless in the cold. Modern homes aren't built for this kind of heating. Thin walls. Huge open spaces. The Amish build small, insulated homes that trap heat. Some even have built-in stone fireplaces that retain warmth for hours, even after the fire goes out. No power? No problem. They never count on it anyway. 2. Dressing for the cold, the Amish way. Ever notice how Amish men and women don't wear big puffy jackets? No high-tech winter gear. No synthetic fleece. They don't need it. Instead, they layer wool, cotton, flannel, natural materials that trap heat without making them sweat. Wool coats, hand-knitted scarves, thick socks. Their clothing isn't just about warmth. It's about durability. They make their own mittens, sew their own coats, hand-stitch their own sweaters. Unlike modern clothing, which falls apart in a few years, Amish clothes last decades. Some families pass down coats from generation to generation. And here's something most people don't think about. Headwear matters. The Amish wear wide-brimmed hats even in winter. Why? Because heat escapes through the head. Their hats aren't just for looks. They keep them warm. 3. Preserving food. No fridge, no freezer, no problem. What happens when the roads are blocked with snow? No grocery store runs. No restocking the fridge. The Amish? They don't care. Their pantries are already full, and nothing spoils. They have mastered food preservation. Canning, drying, fermenting, salting, smoking. These methods let them store food for months, even years, without refrigeration. Can vegetables, fruits, meats, sealed in airtight jars, sitting in neat rows in their root cellars. Dried corn, beans, and apples, stored in cloth sacks, hanging from the ceiling. Pickled cabbage, beets, cucumbers. Their own homemade probiotics, packed with nutrients. And then there's the meat. Smoked hams, salted fish, jerky. They cure their meat using old techniques that keep it fresh longer than any store-bought alternative. In an Amish home, food doesn't expire. It's timeless. 4. Root cellars. Nature's refrigerator. No fridge, no freezer, no problem. The Amish build root cellars. underground storage rooms that stay cool all year round. It's like having a natural refrigerator beneath your house. Potatoes, carrots, onions, apples, stored for months without spoiling. The temperature inside a root cellar never gets too cold, never gets too hot. Just the perfect balance to keep food fresh. And here's a secret. They bury their produce in sand. Keeps it from drying out. Prevents rot. It's an ancient trick. Works better than plastic containers. 5. Ice houses, freezing without a freezer. Some Amish communities still cut giant blocks of ice from frozen lakes. Store them in underground ice houses, packed with sawdust for insulation. These ice blocks stay frozen well into summer. That means cold drinks, fresh dairy, even ice cream, without a single watt of electricity. It's a lost art, but works. 6. Cooking on wood stoves, hot meals in any weather. Electric stove? Gas range? What if they stop working? Amish homes don't depend on them. They cook everything on their wood-burning stoves. Stews, soups, roasts, fresh-baked bread. If you've ever walked into an Amish kitchen, you know the smell. It's warmth. It's comfort. It's survival. Even during the worst winter storms, when modern homes go cold, Amish kitchens stay alive. 7. Raising animals for winter food supply. Store-bought eggs? Not needed. Store-bought milk? They laugh at that. The Amish raise their own livestock. Chickens for eggs, cows for milk, pigs for meat. Fresh food, straight from the farm, even in the coldest months. They don't need supermarkets. They're their own supply chain. 8. Staying active, the secret to staying warm. Here's something no one talks about. The Amish don't just sit inside by the fire all winter. They stay active, splitting firewood, carrying water, feeding animals, shoveling snow. Their daily chores keep their bodies naturally warm. No need for heated blankets when your body generates its own heat. 9. Making candles for light and warmth. When the sun goes down, Amish homes don't go dark. They make their own candles. Beeswax, tallow, hand-dipped. It's an old skill, one that keeps their homes lit without a single electric bulb. The bonus? Candles give off heat too, small but steady. In a well-insulated home, it makes a difference. 10. Community, the Amish's greatest strength. When winter hits hard, Amish families help each other. Neighbors share firewood. Families gather for meals. If someone struggles, they don't face it alone. In the modern world, people fight winter alone. The Amish face it together. Maybe that's the greatest survival trick of all. Final thoughts. The Amish don't fear winter. They conquer it. No electricity, no gas, no dependence on modern convenience. Just knowledge, preparation, and the power of tradition. Maybe it's time we learn from them.